Hello and welcome to this Management Studio training session. I'm Ben Cook and today I want to talk to you about projection reports. What are projection reports? Well, they're a great report, a bit of a finger in the air report for projecting where you could be with a certain amount of effort, also about effort optimization. So what's the very best you can do in terms of getting throughput, in terms of applying your effort to this particular process or migration project. So today we're going to start out by looking at the applications. So I've got a number of applications which I need to get ready to maybe progress to a certain Windows 10, 11 build, something like that. These are my applications. I've got about 280 of them in there. Now, one of the things to bear in mind with Management Studio is we have a readiness status depending on the process that application is in. So if it's in UAT, it's in progress, whereas if it's in live, then it will be ready. And you can see that in the process status column here. And if I were to group by that, we would see, just do that now, we've got 140 apps in progress, 27 ready, and a few other areas of readiness as well. So let me just close that down. What I want to understand is which users could be moved to this next platform given a certain number of apps ready, and which apps should I focus on each week to maximize the number of users who could be ready. That's what this is all about. So to run this report, I need to actually run it against users because they're the module that I want to be migrating, if you like. So I come into my user migrations. I hit the projection report button. There's a couple of options to choose before I run it. The first is what's the readiness versus. It defaults to applications, which is exactly what I want. How many apps do I think I can do per week? Again, finger in the air. Roughly speaking, I can get 10 applications ready per week. And how many weeks do I want to forecast? Well, I'm just going to leave that at 12, but you could obviously change that. Now, you can run this against all your users, or you can filter it by a certain blueprint. So if you wanted to target, say, the finance department, then you could easily run that against just the finance users. But I've run it against all my users, which is about 1,800. So here we have the projection report. We've got the blue bars across the bottom here, which shows us our weekly efforts. The first one is where we are today. So I've already got some of my apps ready. We can see that from when we looked at the applications a moment ago. If I were to start migrating or trying to migrate people today, the green line shows us how many I could migrate, and that's 24. Moving on to the end of week 1, if I get the first 10 apps ready, plus the ones we've already got ready, then I could actually get 322 people potentially migrated. And if I click on that, my pie chart's at the bottom update. The other really interesting piece is if we look at the applications, I can see the applications that I need to get ready that week. Now the accumulated shows what's already ready plus the 10 applications. If I change that to point, I just get the 10 apps which I need to focus on that week. And we can see those listed here. So we could maybe pass this list off to the apps team to start focusing on. If I were to get those 10 additional applications ready, who could I potentially migrate? We know it's 322 people. Here's that list of people here. So these are great candidates maybe for a pilot. We've got quite a large number of people ready just with 1 week's effort, and that's because we are optimizing the effort. This report tells us which are the very best, the very most used apps to focus on each week, and we can see that by the time we hit week 4, just come back to my dashboard here, we've got a really big chunk of users who are projected ready, almost 60%. So very little effort for a lot of output. So that's how we run the projection report. You can run it against devices, you can run it against users, apps, it's up to you, and you can change your readiness drop down here, so we're measuring against what we can have as our throughput. Hopefully that's been useful for you. Thanks very much for listening.